clouds appears to be falling, falling, falling. Well, we'll see, we'll see. Water, time for water. A bit warmer today, I'd say, than it has been. Might be time for me to get new bottles, eh? I don't know if it's okay to reuse them for 6 years. Well, I suppose 7's not gonna make much difference. Ah well, the water doesn't stay in there too long. It's a cloudy day today. I don't think it's gonna rain, but it almost feels like it too. Yep. Here we go. Okay. Hey, how's it going? Hey, look, I'm wearing my home. Wearing my shirt from Pret. It's Mahon Jing Jing, like the real thing. It's a kind of indigo dye. Anyway, I think there's two here, Kram and Mahon. Anyway, back in a sec. Hey, how's it going? Welcome. It's Thursday. I'm doing what's become my Thursday water walk. I used to go Sunday, but because I've been doing up until a few weeks ago kendo practice on Sunday, I just didn't work out. So I switched it to Thursday, and that's so far working out great. It gives me time to get moving. Kendo tomorrow, get the body going. Gotta stay in motion, eh? I think this is vitally important, actually. I mean, the issue is the modern way of living, right? As animals, we're meant to be, at least to a large degree, in a kind of movement, and anyway, that's what I think. I think it's a key to good health. Anyway, so back to the House of Cards. Holy Jesus! Things are really crumbling. It's, from what I can see, like I'm signed up with a lot of, like one friend was accusing me of being compliant the way she was, the way I perceive her, and the majority of others. I'm talking about Canadians here, but it goes beyond just people of the Republic of Canaclandia. Anyway, yeah. But the thing is, I look at it all. It's easy to find the main stuff that the governments and whatnot are sending out. You just can't miss it. But I'm signed up to a lot of people. Most of them are on Substack. Actually, they've all gravitated there, or many, because they don't censor. Simple as that. They can say what they themselves are seeing, right? Take it all with a grain of salt. Some of it is like, oh, how stupid this has been, and then some of it is really, really dark, eh? Like really potentially. Oh, what's on my face? Oh, you know what? Oh no, it's my hair. Is it? Yeah. I cut this sapling and look at my hand. Like it's stained and it has shorts on, so the bark has this dye that just doesn't come off. So my knees, where I was gripping because I was trimming it, are all like I have a tattoo or something. Anyway, probably come off eventually. And I don't think it's poisonous because I'm okay today. So you never know, right? In the tropical forests, there's some serious things that can get you. Anyway, all you need to do is keep an eye out. Keep an open eyes, eh? Anyway, back to the House of Cards. That's falling quickly. Anyway, so I'm getting all of this stuff from the typical, everything from Tessa Lena, who's like the poet laureate of this sort of shift to clear thinking, in my opinion. We'll make sure we all know it's my opinion. But there's like Matthew Crawford, Stellar, Toby Rogers, Steve Kirsch is just sending out like 5 pieces a day, right? That's a bit much sometimes, and he's a little bit manic. I don't mean that as an insult. He's just like, high energy, I guess you could say. But really stuff, and then stuff with like Mike Yaden and Reiner Fulmick is like the farther side of it. Just look them up and you'll see. It's just, wow, there's a lot going on. Anyway, but what's especially interesting to me right now is that the doubling down of the narrative. I wish there was another word you could use. It just feels cliche now. But anyway, of the dominant narrative. The Macrons, the Trudeaus, the Ardens. Wow, and the other ones that I don't know the name of, but you know, culprits, eh? Philippines, Germany, Austria. They're all like, in Quebec, they're going to find people that don't get vaccinated. Probably they'll take it out of their taxes, charge them extra taxes. They're sneaky that way in Canada, you know what I mean? They won't make you pay at the door, like have some goon show up and make you pay. But they'll get you at tax time. I don't know, I'm not sure how that'll work, but just a possibility. Anyway, so they're all doubling down, right? And Trudeau is even now saying the only way out of this pandemic is through vaccination. I'm like, Jesus Christ, man. no one's believing that. Well, actually, a lot are still believing it, but that's falling down so fast now. Anyway, we'll see what happens, right? It's going to be an interesting few months, as I predicted 6 months ago. As I keep bragging about, you know, like last summer and early fall, I was like, just wait till winter comes. It's going to be like a circus. And it is. Robert Malone. I mean, all of these guys, right? They're just so prominent. And Joe Rogan. God damn. Sorry, I'm swearing a lot. For all the, I don't mean it in a bad way. It's just like astounding. So like, what that talk with Joe Rogan, with Robert Malone was the most watched podcast in history. 50 million people, I'm sure at least. That was the number a while ago. So it's just wild to watch, right? Just wild. And people are still scrambling, eh? There's still Canadian friends jubilating over their third boosters, you know? And now I think the WHO is clearly saying, I don't know, anyway, clearly saying that it's a pretty bad idea. They've been sort of saying it was a bad idea before, and that the vaccine should be saved for, you know, those people in poorer countries that could maybe even really use it, like people that are not in good health and stuff, and really fat and all that, right? So fair enough. But, and then, you know, people that want that in poorer countries just think, oh, those Westerners are so selfish, right? Whereas in the West, they're saying, oh, you don't get your booster, you're so selfish, you're trying to kill us all. I'm like, what? Like it's like a soap opera or something. Anyway, it's nuts. Anyway, so, what do we got now? House of Cards, dominoes, and all the cliches you can think of are sort of happening now. We'll see. I was kind of worried actually, because Trudeau's a freaking nutcase, right? Canadian Prime Minister. Like he's just, maybe, I can't help but wonder if these guys, they're sort of seeing the writing on the wall, right? Like they're panicking almost. I'm just making this up, I don't know, but like, it's like a movie or something. So, like in a movie, what would be happening is Trudeau and Macron, those guys, they'd be like, holy shit, we're gonna be in big trouble here. We just better double down. Because if we admit it, if we admit the manipulations, the deceptions, the out and out death rate, then they're, you know, bound for prison, right? They might as well try to see if they can double down. Anyway, if that was the movie I was making, that's what I would do it as. But we'll see what happens in real life, right? But definitely at this stage, it's so clear that the suppression of early treatments is, oh look it, they fixed this. This was leaking right here. They either fixed it or they jammed it in really good with these rocks. I love living up here, eh? People just get her done. Just get her done. Yeah, I'm just like, wow, every day. It's like every day. It's like, wow, holy jeez. Like I sort of imagined this. I knew this was coming. Or I really had a strong sense that this was on its way. But I thought, oh, well, you know, maybe half a year, right? It's like, wow, in one day, boom, right? And now Fauci, there's a great thing with Bombard's body language video, and she did an analysis of the latest thing with Rand Paul and Fauci. Right? I love that term, by the way, of people that get. One woman said, "Oh, I got my Fauci ouchie," which is the shot, right? Anyway, yeah, and he just, and her description of him looking around for allies and not finding any was really interesting. Bombard's body language, I think it's called. Anyway, really interesting. So, and it looks as though that, you know, the masters that are pulling Fauci strings are just going to let him swing in the wind pretty soon, right? Poor guy in a way, even though he's like, you know, facilitated possibly the deaths of hundreds of thousands of people for them help to anyway. But you know, he's older and yeah, I don't know. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, but you know, there's that big study out of Brazil, and that was a prophylactic study, which was interesting because a lot of the studies of early treatments, and this was focused on ivermectin as the base substance, and they're always using other things, right? Um, the biggest study on ivermectin by far, like 50,000, 60,000 or something, but really clear efficacy, you know, help. Yeah. So at some point, I can't help but think that at some point, even the ones fully in the cult, that 30% that Matthias Desmet talks about, at some point they're even gonna go, oh, really? I didn't know. Like, yeah, you kind of knew, but just didn't want to know. But anyway, so that's when that happens. Like, it's just like, what? I mean, I guess it just means lawsuits, and I don't know. Who knows, right? You could imagine it going really deep and really hard on leaders and countries and economy. I don't know. It's just the possibilities blow my mind. Up, we're crossing the right walk of transition. Normally I wouldn't be talking here, I'd just be showing the beautiful forest. But anyway, and here's where I prepare to say so long. Like I said to a friend on Facebook, I said, so long, enough. You know what I mean? As soon as someone starts giving me medical advice, who isn't even a million miles away from being anyone connected to medicine, I'm a wilderness first responder trained too. I'm not a medical person, but that ain't nothing. Anyway, then that's it for me, right? You should not take ivermectin and get vaccinated. It's like, oh, really? Do you mind if I sue you for malpractice next year? Could use the money. I won't, because she's a lovely, lovely person, actually, as most people are, right? Anyway, whatever. I don't want to go into it. It's too personal. But yeah. So anyway, let's just keep an eye on it, eh? Maybe next week there'll be even more to say, or maybe it'll just calm down for a while. But I don't think so. Anyway, Al Poshen, take care of yourself. Do what you need to do, right? Like, in my opinion, I would never stand in the way of someone that felt they needed this thing, right? This Fauci. But I will say that getting out in nature is great. Getting sun, getting vitamin D. There's even people in Canada that think that vitamin D has no effect on your health. I'm like, yeah, sorry, but that's just plain nuts, right? Anyway, get out in the sun, be with friends. I love what Heather Hines says. Eat good food, be with those you love. How's that, eh? See, that's the message of the crowd that I'm sort of finding, what's the word? Finding a connection with. Get out in nature, eat good food, and be with those you love. Beautiful. Anyway, see you later, and see you on the flip side.